The champagne flute hit the hardwood and shattered, fragments scattering like shards of starlight across the floor. My hand quivered, not out of rage, but from the icy truth that had been creeping closer for weeks. The dining room glowed softly under candlelight, a setting I had prepared for our 5th anniversary, but it felt more like a stage abandoned before the curtain could rise. The table was dressed with her favorite roses, their petals quivering in the draft from a cracked window. I stood frozen, eyes locked on the chair across from me, the one that should have held Sarah. Her message still burned in my mind. Sorry, babe. Last-minute dinner with Mark. Can't miss it. Love you. Each word cut deep, sharp enough to shred the hope I'd been clinging to. Lowering myself into the chair, the velvet cushion cold beneath me, I replayed the last month like a reel on loop. The endless late nights at work, the way her phone always tilted just out of view, the laugh that had become too polished, too hollow, whenever I asked about her day. I had dismissed it all, blaming stress, ambition, or her new position working under Mark, her charming, omnipresent boss. But tonight, as the clock crept past 8, the weight of truth pressed down on me like stone. I poured another glass of champagne, its fizz hissing like whispers I couldn't silence. The apartment still smelled of rosemary and garlic from the dinner I had labored over. Braised lamb with roasted vegetables, her favorite, now congealing on the stove. My phone buzzed. For a fleeting second, I prayed it was her, saying she'd changed her mind and was on her way. But no, it was a notification from her social media. The screen displayed a photo, posted only minutes before. Sarah, radiant in a black dress I'd never seen, laughing beside Mark at a candlelit table. His hand lingered on her shoulder, his smile too familiar, too intimate. My stomach turned, rage tangled with nausea. I wanted to call her, to demand an explanation, but my fingers froze above the screen. What could I even ask? Why are you there instead of here? It felt pathetic. Instead, I scrolled through her recent posts, each one a breadcrumb leading me toward a truth I hadn't wanted to face. A late-night coffee run with Mark, a team retreat last month, after which he returned glowing, a radiance I had foolishly mistaken for exhaustion. The signs had been blinking all along, fireflies in the dark, and I'd swatted them away, because I thought love could keep me blind. I rose, the room tilting around me, and drifted to the window. The city light stretched across the horizon, indifferent to the storm inside me. I remembered the night we moved here, Sarah dancing barefoot across the empty floor, laughter bouncing off the bare walls. We had promised each other forever. But forever, I realized, was nothing more than a contract written in sand, washed away by our choices. The doorbell rang, loud and jarring. My heart stumbled. Could it be her? I opened the door to find Emily, Sarah's closest friend. Her face was pale, her eyes heavy with pity. "James," she whispered. I didn't know if I should come. "What is it?" My throat tightened. She hesitated, clutching her purse like a shield. "I saw them at La Belle, Sarah and Mark. It wasn't just dinner." Her voice faltered. "I'm so sorry." The air drained from the room. My knees nearly buckled. "What did you see?" I forced out, though I already knew. Her lips trembled. They were close. Too close. His hand was on her thigh, and she didn't stop him. They laughed like... She cut herself short, but the image was already seared into my mind. I nodded numbly and closed the door. Emily's words were a spark in a room soaked with gasoline. I paced the apartment, torn between denial and fury. Part of me wanted to believe it was nothing, that Sarah still loved me, that it was all a mistake. But the other part, the part that had noticed the distance, the excuses, knew the truth. I grabbed my coat and keys, moving like a machine. I couldn't stay here, surrounded by ghosts of broken promises. Rain slicked the streets outside, neon lights smearing into streaks as I wandered aimlessly. My phone buzzed again. A text from Sarah. "Dinner's running late. Don't wait up." The casual dismissal stung worse than the betrayal itself. I typed back, "I won't," but deleted it. Words were useless now. Words couldn't erase the image of her with him. Somehow, my steps carried me to La Belle. Through the rain-streaked windows, I saw them, tucked in a corner, their heads bowed close, her hand grazing his as she laughed. The sight was a blow to the ribs, knocking the air from me. I wanted to storm in, to rip their perfect little world apart the way I had shattered the glass. But I didn't. Pride, or maybe fear, held me back. Fear that saying out loud would make it real. Instead, I turned away. The rain soaked through my coat as I made my decision. I wouldn't confront her tonight. I wouldn't beg. I wouldn't shout. I would leave her with something heavier. Silence. Back at the apartment, I packed a small bag and placed a note on the table. Just 7 words. You chose him. I'm choosing me. No signature. She would know. As the elevator doors slid shut, the weight of 5 years pressed down on me. But with it came something unexpected. Relief. I wasn't running. I was stepping into something new, untainted by her lies. I pictured a return. The candles burned down to stubs, the lamb gone cold, the note waiting like a quiet explosion in her perfect world. She would feel it. The absence. The silence. The reality of what she had thrown away. And that was enough. I stepped out into the rain-soaked night, the city alive with endless possibilities, and disappeared into it.